Hello and welcome to the Karting1.co.uk track test of the new look TKM. We want cheap karting, is the cry from the karting public. Well, if that were true then TKM would surely dominate British karting. When I ask drivers who constantly grumble about budgets, so why don't you just do TKM? They'll shrug their shoulders and reply, yeah, it's a bit bandit though. So TKM have now covered that base. Any driver who complains that the TKM karts are too narrow and ugly now have no excuse. The new TKM slicks and rules allow you to run on your sexy new Italian chassis with your 50mm axles, and now you have to run a wider track to be quick, so you'll definitely look the part. But can the humble TKM BT82 cope with a proper CIK chassis running the new high performance tyres? So we got some new tyres and put them on our Karting 1 right kart test kart, and this is what we thought about the new look TKM. So first impressions of driving the new look TKM. In the opening laps, you become aware that this is the maximum amount of grip you could ever want from an engine that's putting out about 18 or 20 horsepower. Any more grip and the fun factor will just be removed, and it will be a matter of strength endurance rather than driving skill. TKM have sacrificed to a certain extent that driving freedom that you had with the older, harder compound tyres, but it hasn't been lost completely, and that's because a TKM kart is light. Now, the lighter a kart for me, the more driving freedom it gives you, and the more feel, the more involvement. In modern karts, the weight has somewhat subdued the vehicles, the karts, to be somewhat lazy. And with the TKM, they're not. They're lively and they're vibrant. The engine might not produce a mass amount of power, but it's still got enough bottom end punch just to give you that bit of excitement when you're driving. They're great little racing machines. And that's what these karts are. They've got no real pretenses of being anything other than that. So that's what's so attractive about the TKM scene nowadays. It may not be as popular as it once was, but with the new chassis and the new tyres and increased speed, it's going to become increasingly attractive from guys coming up from cadet or guys coming into the sport. It'll be crucial for TKM to maintain its pedigree as being an affordable class. The chassis and the opening up of chassis have increased costs for karters, but the engines themselves are still very simple. You know, they don't take a genius to get your head round. The carbs are simple, and if you're like me, you like to bump start karts, you don't have to worry about starter motors and wires and batteries and all of that nonsense. So for the future of TKM, can it really accelerate and come back to its heyday of the 90s? I think it can. The crucial part for Tal-Ko will be if it can attract the guys from Rotax. With the times as they are, economically speaking, it's a real consideration. They're simple, they're cheap, and most crucially they're fun. If you want to read the full written review, head over to karting1.co.uk now and check that out. I've been Alan Dove, and this has been a Karting1.co.uk track test.